You walked into that dealership thinking you did your homework. You knew the MSRP, you compared trims, you even negotiated, and you still got taken for thousands of dollars you never saw coming. Not because you weren't smart enough, but because the system was specifically designed to make sure you wouldn't notice until it was too late. Here's the truth nobody at that dealership will ever tell you. The sticker price on that truck, it's bait. It's a number engineered to make you feel like you're in control of the conversation. But by the time you're sitting in that finance office, signing documents as fast as they slide them across the desk, the real transaction has already happened, and you lost. Let's talk about the $11,000. It doesn't show up as one number. That's the genius of it. It's broken into pieces, buried in language, disguised as protection, spread across 5 or 6 different line items that each sound completely reasonable on their own. Individually, none of them feel like a scam. Together, they are one. It starts before you even sit down. Most dealerships today operate on what's called a market adjustment. On paper, it sounds like simple economics. High demand, limited supply, prices go up. Reasonable, right? Except the adjustment doesn't come off when demand drops. It just gets renamed. Dealer markup, allocation fee, priority processing. In 2024, trucks in the $50,000 range were still carrying $2,000 to $5,000 market adjustments at major dealerships across the country, on models that had been sitting on lots for 90 days. That's the first layer. Then you move to the finance office. This is where the real money gets made. The salesperson was just the warm-up act. The finance manager is the closer, and he has a menu. Paint protection, fabric guard, nitrogen in the tires, a GPS tracker for your security, an extended warranty from a third-party company you've never heard of, a maintenance package that locks you into their service agreement, gap insurance at 3 times what your own insurance company would charge. Each item gets presented as a monthly payment addition, not a total cost. They'll say it's only an extra $28 a month. What they won't say is that $28 a month over a 72-month loan with interest is closer to $2,200 out of your pocket for something that cost them $200 to install. That's the second and third layer, and you're already up $6,000 to $8,000 before you've driven off the lot. Now comes the part that should make you genuinely angry, the documentation fee. Every dealership charges one. In some states, it's regulated. In others, it's completely uncapped. The average doc fee in the United States is now over $500. Some dealerships in Texas, Florida, and the Midwest are charging $1,200 to $1,500 for paperwork, for printing and filing documents that are largely digitized. This fee is pure profit. It is non-negotiable at most dealerships, and it is never included in the advertised price. Then there are the add-ons that were installed before you arrived: window tint, mud flaps, a bed liner, a hood deflector. Nobody asked you if you wanted them, but now they're on the truck, and the dealership will tell you they can't remove them, so you're buying them. This is called a pre-installed package, and it's standard practice at volume dealerships. Add another $800 to $1,500. Here's who's running this system. It's not one rogue dealership. It's a coordinated business model built over decades. Manufacturer incentives reward dealerships for finance penetration, meaning the more financing products a dealership sells in that back office, the more money the manufacturer receives from the dealership. The finance manager isn't just a paperwork person. He's a commissioned salesperson with a quota, selling products with 50 to 300% markup in a room where you're already mentally exhausted from 2 hours of negotiation. The manufacturers know this happens. The banks that back the financing know this happens. And the fee structures are legal in every single state. You're not a customer at that point. You're a revenue event. Here's the breaking point most truck buyers never reach until it's too late. When you total it up, the market adjustment, the back office products, the doc fee, the pre-installs, the inflated gap insurance, the average new truck buyer in America pays between $8,000 and $11,000 above the actual cost of the vehicle and any products they genuinely needed. That's not a negotiation failure. That's the intended outcome of the process. But here's what smart truck buyers are now doing. It's called the out-the-door method. Before you step foot in a dealership or respond to a single email, you demand one number, the out-the-door price. Total. Everything included. Taxes, fees, dealer add-ons, all of it. You put that request in writing via email before any in-person visit. You tell them you are contacting 3 dealerships and you will purchase from whichever one gives you the lowest verified out-the-door number by end of week. This does 3 things. It removes the finance office ambush because you've already established total cost as the only number that matters. It creates real competition between dealerships, and it gives you documented evidence of what was agreed before you ever sit down. Then, when you do sit down, you decline every single back office product individually and in writing. You source your own gap insurance through your insurer. You skip the paint protection, and if a pre-installed package appears on the truck, you negotiate its removal from the out-the-door price or you walk. Smart truck owners already know this. The ones who don't are funding the ones who do. One last thing before you go shopping. There's another layer to this story that goes deeper than dealer fees, something built directly into the truck itself that's costing owners money every month without them ever visiting a dealership. That's coming next.